If you've been in the Trackmania community recently, then you most likely have heard of the Unbeaten AT project. The goal of this project is to beat the fastest time that the author set on their own track, which is known as the author medal. Now, most videos you see about this topic is usually people beating those author times. But since I make Trackmania maps, what if I try and do the opposite? Well, in this video, I'm going to be creating a crazy Trackmania map. Then I'm going to give myself 1 hour to set the best time I can. And afterwards, you can play the map for yourself and try and beat me. How hard will I be able to make the author time? Well, let's find out. But first, I gotta create the map. Now here we have to think about what kind of map I want to make. I am good at the alt cars, being snow, rally, and desert, but I'm definitely nowhere near the skill of the best players. And out of the 3 alt cars, I think I'm the best at snow, but that doesn't mean this map is gonna be fully snow car. What I'm thinking is that I make a mixed car map, where part of the map is snow car and part of the map is stadium car. So we'll start the map off with snow car. And with this track, I'm also going to try and make it as weird and funky as possible. Because the harder the map is to drive, the better. But I also still got to be good enough to drive a good time on it. So what I'm thinking is a tech track where you use a snow car to create a drift, which is a driving style I have never seen before. And here I have this section, so let's test it out now. It is quite difficult to keep 4th gear through this turn, which will make it quite difficult for players to drive if they don't know the map. Now, after this section, I think I should probably put in a pretty difficult speed check, which will make it so you have to respawn a lot before you can get the right amount of speed to make the jump. And using the snow car will make this jump even harder. And it took me a few tries, but I finally hit the speed check. I would say it's at a pretty good difficulty. And also a big theme about this map is going to be that you have to snowball speed, which will make it so even if you mess up only one section, you still won't be able to get author time. Now we're going to switch back to the stadium car, and I'll switch up the surface to like grass. Here we have another kind of gear issue, but in my opinion, the more awkward it is, the better. Now for this section, I want to do something a bit more inconsistent. Now 2 ways I can think of doing that is by making a bug slide, or maybe a plastic bounce. Actually, I do think plastic could work, but I'm thinking maybe more of a plastic wall ride. I don't know exactly how to make these though, and I can tell this is definitely not it. Though that could work to make something, but I don't want to make something that random. But a random wall ride like this would be a pain to hunt. You know what? Why don't I try this? It works most of the time, because all you need is your nose pointed forward like that, and that happens about 90% of the time. And I also added penalty here to make it that a nose up or a nose down landing would be better. But I think I gotta make it a little longer, like that. But also you want a clean landing. So you don't want to jump too far, but you also need to jump far enough to skip the penalty. And now for this next section, we'll go back to snow car. And we'll just do another tech section, because that's the easiest to do with snow car. Or actually maybe another speed check for this section would be good. We'll do another quarter pipe, which is going to be followed by another difficult speed check. Okay, I need to raise that up by a lot, because if you get this how I got it, which was pretty good, you over jump this by about this much, I would say. So let's move this whole thing up by a lot. And now I'm going to test it out again with the speed I had. And it actually needs to be even higher. So probably somewhere around there. Actually, I think it was just this because now that I added these green screens, the speed check isn't as hard. So I actually need to raise the speed check even higher. Okay, yeah, that is what I was hoping for. And now I'm gonna try and do what I was attempting to do before, which was some sort of flip using the stadium car. And you can actually keep a fair amount of speed through the section, which leaves you in about gear 3. So now I should have enough speed to do my flip. And you have to do your best to land while also keeping speed and not having a slowdown. I think making this water would be the best case scenario though. Otherwise it's going to be just way too difficult to land clean. Now this map isn't long enough yet, I don't think. So I do need to add a few more elements. Let's first of all add a snowcar gate here. And out of all the styles, honestly, I think snowcar bobsleigh is the best to drive. Because dirt, plastic, or grass requires no sliding and smooth steering, whereas bobsleigh is easier to do on keyboard. Let's just try this section now and see if it works. It works good, and then I could transition into a wall ride or something of the sort, or maybe just a quarter pipe. Here what you need to do is point your nose straight up, and then once you reach this section, you gotta straighten out. And that's the way you can keep more speed. And for this next section, you're gonna need a lot of it. Maybe one of these upward banks transitions will work. That is pretty difficult to do, which is what I'm aiming for. Maybe adding a bit more room here will help. And now let's add one more trick, and then I think we can call the map there. Maybe this one is gonna be a bit more random though. And you know what? What better thing to finish it off than an AO8? And here we have the finished map. Now I'm just gonna do a few test runs to see if maybe there was something I missed. Apparently this speed check actually needs to be made harder, because with this run I have, you overjump it by a fair amount. And everything with the map seems to be good, so now I'm gonna do some quick scenery. Now that the map isn't ugly, I can start hunting my author time. And I'll also add a timer for you guys to see how long I've been hunting for. Now without further ado, let's get hunting. So I don't have a clean run yet, but that is my current copium time of 44.22, which was with 5 respawns. But the main part I'm struggling with is this one, because you need a lot of speed if you want to make the speed check. I guess I just gotta keep hunting. And that is my first semi-clean run without respawns, which I believe is actually faster than the copium I had before. But I'm still not fully happy with it. Let's do some more hunting. Okay, another PB. Everything about this map was pretty clean up until this point where I lost about 0.4 of a second, I think. So it's gonna be tough for me to beat that. So I'll try and get one more PB at least. I do not think I'm going to be able to improve that one. The only thing that I messed up was this water bounce here. Otherwise, it was a near perfect run. But I'll still play the final 20 minutes to see if maybe I can still get a PB. This is probably going to be my last attempt. One more, maybe? Ooh, this could be close. I got a slightly better plastic bounce, I think. Oh, okay. Well, it wasn't PB. And that's my hour up. I definitely do think there's a lot of time in the game still in this plastic bounce. As well as you can see here, I gained a lot without bouncing. But then I ended up messing it up right here where I lost grip. Now before we go, let's watch all the PBs I got. Here were the best 3 runs I got without crashes all put together, starting with a 43.235. As you can see, this one was very far behind in the start, but caught up in this section. And actually gained the lead through the bobsleigh section, but then I messed up a lot here, same here, and because of that, it lost point 0.4 towards the other times. The second best run I got was this one, which was a 42.968. So this run had definitely the worst start. But at this section, I had a near perfect flip, keeping so much speed, especially through the bobsleigh. But then I ended up losing ground contact, which cost me probably about 0.3 or 0.4. And because of that, it resulted in second place. Now here we have the final of the 3, the best run, which was a 42.888. This one had the best first quarter pipe jump and also the best second quarter pipe jump. But then this section I lost a lot of speed, but then the end section I got pretty good, which resulted in getting first place. I also probably lost about 0.2 or 0.3 in that ending. And that is it. If you want to try your luck at beating this author time, then the map is in my club, Psyber City. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, because I'm trying to get to 1,000 before the end of this month. I hope you learned something new today, and I'll see you next time.